Hi and welcome to cEDH TV Television Gameplay. Me and Pontus as usual, joined by Snuske.
Hello.
And Proxy the Goat Boat.
Howdy. Either one works. Go both. I'm playing Lost Cryptozoologist, also known as Quality Snake, a little combo. I'm trying to sell you the best kind of combos in Simic that I could possibly manage to bring up. The baseline is kind of to get infinite mana generation or infinite clue generation, and then to either steal something from your opponent to then get infinite mana generation to then win via usually like a Finale of Devastation, but you can use Fast Oracle. I use Finale usually.
I'm playing Breya. This is Goosey and Connor, who has been exploring unexplored decks again. It's basically Mardu Turbolist that splashes blue for value and plays the classic like Mardu Turbo stuff with some splashed Breya.
I'm playing Rakdos Tibalt. It's a really fun deck. I really like him. There are better commanders that are doing very similar thing, but he has a very unique, cool playstyle that I kind of enjoy. And I really like the puzzle, how you're trying to figure out how you're going to win with this thing. Because it's usually like a math problem, kinda. Which I kind of like with him.
Right, we're back on Turbo Fire, the only deck in cEDH playing Worldfire, I think. A lot has happened since the last time it was on the channel. We added Orcish Bowmasters and we cut a land, so I'm ready.
Let's look at the starting zone. No lander, no keeper. Go to second zone. So this hand, Gemstone isn't live because I'm player 1. If we'd keep this, we'd keep it as a turn 1 fish with no real follow-up. Play land, consult for crypt, play talisman. That's a line, I guess. I think fish will be pretty good this pod. I think fish here does draw a lot, but if fish doesn't draw a lot this game, we're kind of not doing anything. I think it's still worth it, though. I think both Nuskia and Mons will be either kind of hard-locked under a fish or having to feed me a bit, and I'm pretty close to this being keepable. But I'm very all-in on the fish. I'm not entirely sold on that fact. I actually think if I were to keep this, I would basically be keeping a 5, so maybe I go to 6. Yeah, I'll go to 6. Watch me get punished. We have the fish again, but we got 0 lands. Yeah, go to 5. Yeah, honestly, this hand is pretty much better than our second 7. Turn 1 Sol Ring into Arcane Signet into Imp Seal. That's really good. We can find either like Wheel or a Dockside almost works. If you have a good draw, Dockside kind of works. Or we can get a Rustic turn 2. That's always decent. So yeah, this turned out pretty well. I'm happy with this. Bottoming Final Fortune Snap, keeping this hand. See? Always go to 5. Don't keep sus second 7s. Learn from me. Disregard all the good times I get punished. It's fine. Just look at this. The payoff is good there. The payoff is good. I'm a bad role model. Go ahead and skip.
Right, let's have a look at the first 7. That's a lot of things. It's Grinding Station Breach with no way to really do anything with it. We can Vamp Tutor for something. We can't really... Is that what we want to do? Verdant Catacombs, cast the Vampiric Tutor with the Badlands, turn 2, cast the... Well, we'll put a Crypt on top, I guess. Cast the Breach, use the Mana Crypt to cast the Grinding Station, and then sack the Crypt, and then we have a loop going with 2 extra cards in graveyard at that point, not counting the Crypt. It seems very iffy, but it's possible if there's no interaction. I think that's what we're going for. Let's try it.
This, like, kind of want a more aggressive hand, and then with this deck, you can have very aggressive hands. So we're gonna mull and see, like, what's going on. This hand is looking better. We have early interaction, Pipe Game's like dead, but no, we should definitely just go with 6. So this hand can get us places. Now, we are Mystical Tutoring and or Worldly Tutoring something away that we may really need, but it's so explosive that we kind of have to keep it. Guess we'd have to ditch the Gaia's Cradle in that case, and that's like just heartbreaking. But yeah, I mean, we're keeping this, and people may laugh at me when I exile a tutor for another tutor, but whatever.
So I actually like this hand. We have a playing against 2 Rakdos commander decks, so to say, so we should get Fellerstone tapping for black to Vamp Tutor. So go to turn 2, where we tutor for Dockside or Adnos, because we do have a bunch of mana here too. Wait, we don't actually have. Seeding Sun is making the wrong colors. Never mind. Adnos is not really an option here, kind of depending on what we draw though on the first turn, but Dockside is an option, and with Dockside we, depending on how many artifacts gets into play, we could Tibalt early in the game. This is a hand that is going to get somewhere at the very least, so let's keep it.
Let's start off the game. Draw for turn. Marsh Flats, land for turn. I'd like to fetch find a Underground Sea, tap it for a Soldering. Tap Soldering, cast the Arcane Signet. And then I will pass my turn.
I will draw a card. Play this Wooded Foothills. I will crack it. Get a Badlands. I'll pass turn.
Go through all the upkeep stuff. Let's drop line. I'm going to cast Chrome Box. I'm going to get... Maybe that did change. I'm going to put a Sylvan Safekeeper under it. I'm going to play Lonis.
Draw a card. Ancient Tomb. I have a similar start to Pontus. Tap Ancient Tomb. Fellower Stone. And pass the turn.
In your end step, I will cast a Vamp Tutor. So in Mulligans, I said I might get a Wheel or maybe a Rustic, and those are great cards, great options. But I also just untap with Nas mana. I have one blue player, and the other two players doesn't represent white, so there's not that many spells I'm actually afraid of here. So it's basically just the lonis keep free interaction, like your fears. Basically just fears or forces, which those aren't great. So this feels like a pretty good window to just jam. So I will just jam. And if I get stopped, I am sad, but I will imp seal for the wheel probably. So please don't counter me. Put this add Nas on top. Go to my turn. Draw a card. Land for turn will be Volcanic Island. I'll cast a Nas.
Yeah, pass.
Pass.
Add Nas resolves. So start flipping. Land. Rushing River. Necropotence. Land. Flusterstorm of Progress. Land. Felwar Stone. Land. Shayna Viper. Lotho. Blue Delta. Cabal Ritual. No fast mana so far. Or free fast mana. Simian Spirit Guide. RX Salvagers. Rite of Flame. But my talisman is white blue. Defense Grid. Land. Talisman. And this enough. No, I think I need to continue here to have a win. My hand is one card and it doesn't really do. So flip next card. Time Twister. Because now my talisman is offline. One power on board, so I am dead if I pass. I have no way to make white. Okay, let's flip the Mox Diamond. Lionside Diamond. Okay, so now Mox Diamond.
Easy game.
I would like to respond on his end step. I'd like to cast a Vampiric Tutor. I'm guessing that's okay from what just happened. I'm gonna put this card on top of my deck. I would like to go to my turn. Untap, draw this card. Play this Verdant. I'd like to crack. Get a Blood Crypt, losing another 2. I'd like to cast a Mana Crypt. Float 1 colorless. And cast a Grinding Station. And if that resolves, with the Grinding Station ETB on the stack, I would like to sacrifice the Mana Crypt. Mill myself for 3. Milling a Burgi, a Diabolic Intent, and a Orcish Bowmaster. Tap the Grinding Station. Use the colorless and the Blood Crypt. Alrighty. I would like to cast this Mana Crypt. Exiling land, Orcish Bowmasters. On ETB, Grinding Station will trigger. I would like to float to colorless and then sacrifice the Mana Crypt. So the way this works is that with Grinding Station, whenever an artifact comes into play, I can untap the Grinding Station. It is a trigger, so it can be responded to. So when I cast the Mana Crypt from my graveyard with Underworld Breach, it enters the battlefield. With the trigger, I get to tap the Grinding Station, sacrificing the Mana Crypt. But before that, I get to float 2 colorless mana with the Mana Crypt. And doing this nets me no extra cards in graveyard, but it does net me 2 colorless mana with every time I do this. So I will keep doing this until I find a better mana source to get me some colored mana. And since they're all 0 mana, it doesn't cost any mana to maintain this loop. So I'll just keep getting extra mana, and then eventually I will also find the Wildfire. I will cast it, making sure I have at least 3 mana in my pool to cast Jeska. Everyone will have no hands, no graveyards, no permanents, and they will all be at 1 life, and Jeska will simply ping my 2 remaining opponents for 1, winning the game.
I have a response. Red Elemental Blast. Okay, so instead, before I lose my hand, I will cast Red Elemental Blast, killing Lonis.
My snake.
GG, I win.
Yeah, Nas is a bad card apparently. I don't know why people are running it. Maybe I'll learn someday.
Turn order matters. I never get to cast my Vamp Tutor. Well, as Pontus showcased, I guess I would have died to add Nos anyways.
Turn order matters, because I couldn't tutor for any of my combos or interaction on time. But, you know, that's how the cookie crumbles.
Well, we got confirmation. Armix Jeska is better than Breya. Simple as that. Take that, Gustav.